Hey everybody, it's your friend Lance here. I just wanted to show you, for this video, I am taking a wooden box, an unfinished wooden box from Michael's, and we're going to do some paint pouring on it, and we're going to paint it up, and I'm going to even show you how to line the interior box with some stretch velvet. And so to begin with, we've got to take off our hardware. So you see me here unscrewing the hardware. You want to keep all of the screws and the hinges, everything together. And so what I do is I gather them up and I put them in a little Ziploc bag, and I write what they are on the bag, kind of what size they belong to. And then I seal them up and I will put them in my craft drawer so that when we're finished with this whole project, we'll be able to go back to that craft drawer, find our hardware, and reassemble our box. Now, as you see, we got our hardware all labeled in our Ziploc bag and nicely where it needs to be, so that we're going to put it in our craft drawer so that we know exactly where to go and find it when we're ready to put the hardware back on. Now that we have our hardware off and put away, it's time to take some really fine-grained sandpaper, and we're going to sand the interior and exterior surfaces of the box and the edges as well. Just so that it will accept the paint a little bit more smoothly. We do want some of the wood grain to show through, but we want a smooth surface. Okay, now I'll show you. I'm going to just paint the interior of my wooden box with some of my leftover paint from a pour. I've thinned it out with a little bit more Floetrol, and so I'm doing like a blue tinted wash. It'll still show some of the wood grain when it dries, but it'll also have a little bit of the sparkle from the metallics in the paint. So just sprinkle a bit on your sponge brush and start painting this. We'll do the interior first so that it dries, and then we can do the exterior, and we'll prop it up on some cups so that dries. And that's kind of how we'll paint the body of the box, and we'll tape off the top of the box later to do the actual pour. Whether we do a swipe or pearl pour or a straight pour, I'm not sure yet. Yeah, but you can see you just continue on coating this, and you can still see that it shows some wood grain, but it gives it a nice pretty color wash to the box. You can see that. And then when we're done with everything, we will take it and we'll coat it with we'll coat the body of the box with some spray varnish, and then I'll use the Liquitex High Gloss, like about 3 coats for the top of the box, so it gives it kind of like a lacquered look. It'll look like a lacquered box top when we're done. So you see me here now I'm just coating the inside of the box, trying to get all those interior crevices and areas covered with the paint. Okay, so the inside of the box is dry. We're going to paint the outside with the blue paint, and this is just to kind of show you what one of the finished boxes ends up looking like. This was a swipe with some gold and some blues, some aqua with some white swiped across, and it turned out really beautiful. And then the interior, there's the velvet that I lined the box with. This kind of gives it a nice finished look. And as you can see, Liquitex high gloss, I did 3 coats on the top, so it gives it that nice high gloss finish. And the sides have a nice gloss to them too, but they were done with just the spray gloss, the Krylon spray gloss. So I'll show you how these get taped off, and I actually added some feet to this, to the bottom, just some little decorative wooden knobs that I got at Michael's, and just glued them into the corners there, so it gave it a little bit of elevation and kind of a nice look. So yeah, just to show you what it should end up looking like. Now, even though I'm gonna tape off the top and paint it doing a pour, so there'll be lots of other color or whatever I choose to do on the top, I'd give it a little bit of a wash of this blue color because it makes it a little bit more seamless. Even though I'm going to tape these edges off, it'll make it just a little bit more seamless, you know, in case something is slightly off with the taping. I'm pretty good with the taping though, and try to keep it as exact as it can be, but if you go ahead and give it a light wash, it would really not factor into anything. It's going to look great when you're done. Yeah, so we'll continue painting these sides. And you don't have to worry too much, like you want to smooth the paint with the wood grain, but you don't have to worry too badly about there being, you know, puddling or smudging or something, because typically this wood is so porous that because of the Floetrol, it truly does dry into the wood like a stain almost. It's like a color wash stain with the acrylic paint, but I find it's a nice way to use up the rest of my acrylic paints, other than just doing a regular pour or trying to do extra little small pours. Make a nice little decorative box for somebody for Christmas or a birthday or something. Yeah, it's really fun project to do. Or if you have children, it's nice. Like I'm a figure skating coach. These make nice keepsake boxes for things like figure skating medals or gymnastics medals, or, you know, if you just collect keepsakes or knickknacks or whatever. It's a really nice kind of fun project to do with your excess paint. It's really not all that hard. I'm not even treating the wood with anything. You could do that, but like I said, I like the wood grain, and it really does retain enough color. Doing this wash, I mean, I might coat this twice. But as you can see from this box, I mean, this was done exactly that same way, and it's just a nice look to the sides. I think I just want to feel like home, but these days I just feel long gone, and I don't know how to make it right. Okay, to paint some of the feet now that we've got the box all painted. Paint some of the feet. I think I'm gonna use these kind of feet on the bottom of the box. Here's this dowel. These dowels. And let me paint this without touching it really. Now we are going to tape off the edges of the box with our frog tape, and you need the frog tape with the paint block technology. It really works well, and especially for this because you're trying to create this like really precise seal on all of the top edges of this box. So I would recommend please buy this brand of tape. It really does help you if you're trying to achieve this clean edge around the top of your box when you do the paint pour. And I tape off the sides the way you're seeing me do it now, and I also tape off the whole bottom portion of the interior. You could put a little like cardboard card on the inside of the bottom interior and tape it off if you want to, but I think I just tape this off with tape through the entire thing, and that will seal it off and make sure that you don't get any residual paint drippings or your gloves touching the interior of the box when you're doing the pour and you're trying to do whatever you're doing to the top of the box. You could do a straight pour the way I'm going to do on this box, or you could do a swipe, which I've done on other boxes, but you really want to make sure you do this so that you create the clean line around the top edge. And you're going to keep this on when it dries, and you're going to keep this on if you use the Liquitex high gloss varnish, which I use because it creates a really almost like throughout my travels when I've been skating and we went to Russia, we were in like Leningrad and in Moscow, and lacquered boxes were the big thing there. And if you can tape these off when you do even your high gloss finish with the Liquitex high gloss varnish, it will create that lacquered box look if you let it dry for the 3 hours that's recommended, and just let that be. It's a really beautiful lacquered box looks to the top of your keepsake box. As you can see, I'm layering my colors here. I'll go over those colors in the description box. This video is a little bit lengthy, so I'll just list them there. Okay, now we're going to get ready to pour some of the base color, and we're going to do our straight pour. If you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. And when you subscribe to my channel, please ring the bell so you get alerted to new videos when I post them. And leave me a comment because I'd love to hear from you. If you didn't see Julie E's video premiere at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, please go to Acrylic Pouring with Julie E and check out her video.
Just a little while, a simple question, can I get closer? Just for motivation, can I be around you? For motivation, just a little while, a simple question, can I get closer? Just for motivation. Life is hard the way it is, but with you it's easier.
this whole image and the whole composition is being stretched out, and how I'm able to stretch it kind of like from bottom to top, left and right, and still retain this Fibonacci-like, you know, otherworldly, interesting center that's happening through this whole pour. Like, really and honestly, it's just very otherworldly. It looks like something from a Salvador Dali painting or a Bosch painting.
Just a little while, a simple question, can I get closer?
Now I'm using a Liquitex glass medium. I'm using glass medium, and I had really struggled. Like, I found this by chance on social media, and it does a great job on small areas like this. And you just kind of drag your sponge brush along it. It's kind of thick, so it works well on these smaller surfaces, and then you just let it be and let it dry for, I would say, about 2 hours. And then you can put the Liquitex high gloss varnish medium on it, which you see there to the left hand corner. And I put like 2 more coats of that, and in between those coats you have to let it dry for about 3 hours, so you get the look that you're achieving. But if you see, like, all of my sides are taped off, and after I let it dry for that amount of time, I get this beautiful kind of almost Russian lacquered box look to the top of your box. So it's really worth it, and it really does create a wonderful result. Now, using this technique is a great alternative to resin. So if you didn't want to go through the kind of mess and situation of resin, this really is a very great alternative to have that high gloss lacquered box look. Now you'll see me take my foam brush and very gently, with a very light touch, well, first I'm going to like make sure that I'm spreading the gloss varnish evenly across the top of the box. Then I'm going to gently drag the foam brush across the top of the box lengthwise. Of course, you want to torch and pop all of those air bubbles that you see popping up there. And then we're going to drag that across the top of the box. You want to do it really gently though, so that you don't leave any tracings or trails, because you want it to just kind of fill in like a smooth glass-like finish over the top. Here you see me cutting some cardboard for the interior portion of the box. I'm going to line the box with some velvet, and in this case it's going to be some really pretty dusty pink velvet, and we're just going to cut the cardboard to the interior size of the box, just to give it that kind of finishing touch that will make it like a very special keepsake box. Now you have to take your piece of cardboard that you cut to the interior piece of the box, and you need to paste it down on, in this case I have some like kind of rose pink stretch velvet that I've cut, and you see me here marking it to a little bit more than 1/4 of an inch around each side of the rectangle, and I'm cutting this off and cutting it around so that we can put the cardboard back down on it and hot glue it. And you want to hot glue the edges. You want to cut the ends like I'm doing a diagonal to the corners of the rectangle, so that when you fold them over, you can fold them over and wrap them around and they don't create any bunching or anything to the interior view of the velvet. So the interior of the box is very pristine and covered with this nice rose colored velvet. Now remember, with the holidays coming up, these kind of projects make great, unique, special Christmas gifts as well. This video is part of my Santa series, and be sure to check out the video I have coming up on Wednesday, December 1st, where I do some paint pouring on ornaments. Now, as you see, I have run a line of hot glue along the edges of the cardboard so that I can stretch the dusty pink velvet over that, clip the excess material so that the stretched velvet lined piece of cardboard will create a kind of beautiful bottom to the box with that just really nice dusty pink stretched velvet. Okay, now we've got our hardware back from our drawer. We've got to take it out, and we've got to reassemble this box and put our beautiful gold hardware back in. Take our screws, screw them back into the hinges of this box, and get it back to the beautiful keepsake box that it will be. Be sure to check out Angie Mason Fluid Art for her premiere this evening at 8:30 p.m. Now, if you enjoyed this video and you found it informative, please like the video and subscribe to my channel and ring the bell so you get alerted when I upload new videos. And please leave me a comment because I love to hear from you. Well, I hope I've inspired you to maybe take one of these unfinished wooden boxes from a store like Michael's or Hobby Lobby and either make one for yourself, possibly sell them, or give them as a wonderful gift of a beautiful, unique keepsake that people will cherish for years to come. And here's our finished product. You can see it has the beautiful lacquered finish. And thank you for watching. I appreciate you being here, and come back and visit me again soon for some more fun pouring together.